I've just spent the last, 5 minutes with the theme tune for this game on. It's still not any good. It's still quite bad. Oh, it's ingrained in my brain now, and I have to listen to this slightly tense music, and I'm confused. The pen grazed against the bone and made an illegal, yeah, it was such a bad squiggle, it was illegal, much like Prince was when he had that name. Illegible squiggle when my hands involuntarily jerked. The trembling didn't stop and I placed the items down as dread settled in. Crap. I shoved my hands into my pockets searching for the hard candies I had on me whenever my blood sugar was low. I froze when I realized they were empty and I frantically patted myself down. I always carried emergency rations on me. How could... Oh no. They must have fallen out of my pocket when I slid down the slope. That's why they gave us no option as to whether we could or could not slide down the slope. The slope. I shot up, nearly knocking the chair over in my haste. Dexter flinched, then put a hand on her mouth when she saw my state. Descends tu malade, sick? Yeah, I think that's just, are you feeling? I don't know what malade was, but I got most of it. Yeah, not feeling well, I need sugar. Confused chatter rose from the table and Hendrik announced something to calm the student down. However, I was not in the mood to address them and I strained to recall where I could get something sweet and fast. Wait, the fridge! Has she never been in this situation before? I guess she's never been in the situation where she hasn't had the sweets in her pocket, but where else are you going to get food? I need something sweet and fast, quickly, I must bury my head underground. With semi-shaky legs, I started walking over to the outdoor kitchen. Feeling lightheaded, something warm brushed against my arm and Dexter gently touched my shoulder. You okay? I help? Can you grab some apple juice? Pomme juice? Juice de pomme? Pomme juice? That just sounds like something horrible an Australian would say. Australians will get that, I'm sure. Despite my struggles, Dexter understood my request and made a beeline for the kitchen. I decided it was better for me to sit on the bench before the symptoms worsened. I heard DeAndre and Kyler snapping at each other behind the counter. Kyler, what the balls are you looking to get out of that? He plays second. He's like a foot taller than you. Yeah, he's a foot taller than me. I can take him. No, you can't. He can probably hit harder than you can as well. The words were in French, but even I could tell it wasn't friendly banter. Their constant shuffling blocked the path to the fridge, and Dexter surveyed the situation. With clenched fists, she impatiently marched over. Bouge de là, milistes malade. I think that means move. I don't know what bouge. Let's go with bouge. That sounds more French than bouge does. Bouge de là. See, I'm translating it so you don't have to. Yeah, it means moves there. I presume it just means move out of the way. Melissa is bad. Oui, madame. DeAndre and Kyler exchanged shocked glances but shuffled aside to allow Dexter through. In her hurry, she fumbled when she grabbed a cup, but regained her movements. Pupils quite heavily dilated. Why are they both looking at me from that far away, exactly into my eyes? After pouring the apple juice, she briskly walked toward me while doing her best to hold the cup steady. DeAndre tried to rush over, but Kyler barked something harsh. DeAndre resentfully retreated a few steps. How close am I? Dexter sat next to me, making sure my fingers grasped the cup firmly. The rim quivered against my lips, but I was able to take a gulp. The tangy sweetness of apple juice filled my mouth. Amidst all this, I could hear Dexter talking to Kyler and DeAndre in French, presumably explaining the situation. She has diabetes and is low on sugar. How long could it take? I guess for those that don't know what it is. No one barraged me with questions. As my condition improved, Joan let out a sigh of relief and inched a little farther away to give me some more room. Well, I mean, the only thing they could do is ask, hey, can I help? Other than that, everyone sort of stands around and sits around awkwardly going, is there something we can... I know there's something wrong, but I don't know what it is exactly. Because I still have weird problems with my legs. Because of, let's not go into why, but I do. And that's all people do when something bad happens. They just sit around going, hey, is there anything I can do to help? I'll just sit here then. I'll just give you room and slightly worry. I licked my lips, then wiped my mouth with an arm as I mumbled behind my knuckles. Merci beaucoup. My amount of gratitude could not be expressed in just 2 words, but I hoped they could sense the heartfelt emotion behind them. Well, of course they can. You barely said it. That's heartfelt enough. You better? Much better. I admit it's been a while since I've had an episode like that. She's probably not going to understand that. What was that exactly? You looked as if you were going to pass right out there and there. Don't pester her with questions. She's still recovering. The hell, man? Who died and made you boss? Maybe not mention death? Joan waved an arm to get their attention. Calmez-vous. I hope I don't have to translate that. The tension dissolved, and the 3 looked at me inquisitively. I cradled the cup in my lap as I formulated an answer. I'm okay now, honest. Ask Dexter to stay. Crack a joke. Request some time alone. Request retire to the indoor lab. Retreat to the tent. I don't know which one of these is the good answer, so we're going to save scam. Then we're going to choose something. That one's alone. Not going for that one. I mean, what are we really doing there by asking Dexter to stay, you know? Well, I mean, you don't really understand me, and I don't really understand you, but could you stay anyway? You know? Some time alone. This one, and we'll see if we get him. I'm going to go inside for a bit, but I need air conditioning, which was true. During that whole episode, I'd been sweating. It would be ideal to get out of the sun. DeAndre and Kylo exchanged glances. While Joan was hesitant, Kylo nodded understandingly, while the other 2 were torn with my wish. You'll be fine by yourself? Of course. Promise. I'm sure someone will check up on me. That seemed to pacify DeAndre. He nodded before following Kylo into the kitchen. Dexter stood up and looked at me expectantly. She is terrified. As I've said before, her mouth has literally gone off her face. Her jaw has dropped so far that her top lip isn't even visible anymore. Dexter, thanks for grabbing me the jus de pomme. Oh, that's right. Don't translate any of that sentence other than what's... whatever. I lifted the cup for clarification. She nodded eagerly. I'm glad you're okay. I will tell Cherie, though she should know. That's for the best. Thank you, Dexter. She left one while I forced myself to move, cup in hand. Once inside the lab, I slumped down on the nearest seat and sprawled my upper torso across the table. It felt cool on my forehead and I groaned loudly. Stupid, 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 stupid. That's not your fault. I mean, it was, but you can't blame yourself for it, is what I'm trying to say. Your fault, can't blame yourself for it. Stupid, what's stupid? Oh. Okay, so do we end up on Hendrick's path by picking that one then? If we load game... Sorry, I have to check which one of them are, because they're so sodding indescript. 10, I guess? I just think I need a nap. Okay. Oh shit, did we actually say something there about our diabetes? Yeah. My diabetic bag is in there. The tents get stuffy and hot around this time. Leave the flap open if you plan to get some shut-eye. I will! You hero. And then... That says something else, doesn't it? It helped tons? I don't remember that being there before. I'm glad, yeah, okay, I appreciate it. Grabbing my cup of apple juice as a precaution, I retreated to my tent. As soon as I unzipped the entrance, I balked at how hot it was inside. That's not good for my insulin. Note to self, never leave it in here. I crawled in and grabbed my bag, taking a seat on the air mattress. I barely opened my bag when I heard someone approaching. I thought you'd be here. Oh, for fuck. No, he is the last person I want to talk to. Nerdy, weird guy. That one, I guess? You guys don't need to get all sweet on me now. I let out a weak laugh to show that I was kidding. DeAndre chuckled while Kyla looked appalled that I could act airily about the situation. Hey, he does like me acting seriously, which is also why we're not going down his path, because he seems quite dull. I've never been a fan of characters who are just like, oh, I'm really serious about everything, and oh, my parents were probably really harsh in my upbringing, And, I just want to be really serious, but you can get through to my heart and I'll open up eventually, you know, because it's always the same. I guess you really can't sugarcoat these things, can you? That's life. You take the highs with the lows. You guys are terrible. Unable to appreciate such high well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I mean, I'll be honest, Dexter probably just doesn't understand what the hell we're saying. Kyla disappeared behind the outdoor counter again while Dexter lingered. Thank you, you helped. I'm glad, yeah, okay. What did that say? You were sick bad? You were sick bad, that is what it says. As much as I don't want to... Yeah, good call. She nodded and left for the cave trail. Now it was just me and DeAndre. This is what I wanted. The lightheartedness faded and he knelt down before me, placing a concerned hand on my shoulder. You sure you're fine, Mel? Is there anything I can do? Well, there is one thing. Could you grab my diabetic bag from my tent? It's solid green, you can't miss it. I need to check my sugar levels. Don't look in the clothes bag, you pervert. Can do, just sit tight. With one final pat, he stood up and walked around the museum building. He returned with the carrying case, and I set up the cup of apple juice down before I unzipped it. Sensing him lingering nearby, I gave him a reassuring laugh. I'm fine now. You can return to your cooking duties and stuff. Sorry for sending you on a fetch quest like that. You should at least grant him XP now that you've done it, though. That wasn't probably very interesting for the player. If anything, you've made him worry. Grant him 30 XP, I reckon. No idea how much a level up is, but 30 XP sounds like a lot. Fetch quest? Whatever. We were interrupted by the clanging of pots, followed by an angry French curse. DeAndre groaned loudly. God damn it, Kyla fails at this. What, cooking? With an incredulous stare, he gives a helpless shrug. Like everything. I'll complain to you after. Focus on resting first. How considerate. Later, Mel. Later. At least he went through a whole conversation without saying sweet as. If he had to say that, I would have killed myself. I wouldn't, maybe. Maybe I would have just quipped and bitched sarcastically. While the two continued their argument, I checked my sugar levels and sighed in relief. Still, I was exhausted after a hypoglemic episode. There you are. Sorry about not finding you. I needed to get my glucose. I know what that word is. My mouth just got to that word and went, no. Unfortunately, I'm not going past that one. Glucose levels back to normal first. No, I understand. Do you know what caused it? I didn't see you at breakfast. I got lost. Not only did I jog longer than I intended, but I also skipped a meal. That made me sound more and more irresponsible as I went on. And I lost my emergency candy. Or as we call it in Europe, it's sweets. Okay, we have sweets and chocolate. It's so difficult telling someone, I really like candy, what do you like? Oh, well, I really like those weird shit that looks like a marble. No, that's sweets, and then there's chocolate, okay? It's a big difference. Grumble, grumble, silly Americans. Please don't fail me. I wouldn't deduct remarks for this. How harsh would that be? What's that? You fucking dropped your emergency sweets? You fucking... Fuck it, you failed! Plane! Back to America! No! See how harsh that would be? Melissa, I think you should get some rest. Let's focus on getting your meal schedule back on track. Right. However, I'd like to talk to you about this later. My shoulders pricked, I can only stammer in agreement. What will she bring up anyway? I hope it's not about monitoring me. Well, I mean, you did show a reckless regard for yourself. And no such sleeping. We're just going straight to the lab. Oh, good. We have 6. 23! We should really start with one of these first, or like this one first as opposed to starting with this one. I've only been starting with this one first, because this one's highest. Let's see. If we start with this one, 8. So 9, because they're all from 1 to 9, so that's 17. And then I guess this one? I mean, there's a 75% chance this works, right? 17 plus 2, we only have to be 4 off. 20, 21, 22, 23, so 19 works. Bam! See? I'm not only here for my good looks. Okay, we'll go on that one. 5. That's not great is the first one. This one could be 4, this one could be 3, that puts us as 12, so we have to pick this one, basically. And then, if that one's... What the fuck am I doing? Why am I not just picking that one instead? There's no way we lose this one. If this is a 7, we still win. There we go, what a hero. Say, oh my god, okay, that one first, 8. So that one has to, so we're at 17. Lowest this could be is, let's pick both and say YOLO. 4 points off? I thought you could be, oh shit, we probably figured that out in another episode. Okay, so we have to be 3 points off. Got it. 7. So that has to be an 8 or 9. Which puts us at, okay, so you take that one. Fuck. We're not very good at this. We'll just go back to what we did before. So 7, 6, 5, and then that one. Bam. Easy. I should just do it with that one from now on. And then, no, we'll pick that one. There we are. See, we're not even counting. I'm not going through the odds. As soon as I stop calculating the odds in my head, much easier. And now we're volunteering all day. Still quite low on insulin, apparently, but it's fine. I know you're capable, but what happened doesn't sit well with me. Why would it? Well, I mean, I know you're capable, and I really want that to happen again. That's the opposite. Like, you'll be alone all weekend, and none of us are staying here in Corinne. If you'd like, you can stay with Helena and me. I held in a groan. If it was only one night, I would be fine with it. However, I felt it would be an inconvenience if I were roomed there for 3 nights. It would be. Moreover, I wasn't sure if I would enjoy spending time there with the language barrier and age gap. Hey, there's nothing wrong with the age gap. I'm going drinking with someone tomorrow who's 36, I think, and I'm 22. What you need to worry about is the language barrier. Unless you're into, like, sports, there's no way about getting around that. I promise I'll monitor myself extra carefully over the weekend. I can set an alarm to wake myself up to check my glucose levels. I can leave food next to my bed. I can do a lot of things. I know you feel it hinders your independence, but you're my only student on this field trip. It's my responsibility to guarantee your safety and well-being. I want this to be a wonderful experience. That's why they said that there was someone here who came earlier who disappeared? Because of this? I guess that makes sense. That's why she was worried. Maybe I should cancel my plans and stay here just in case. Look! Did you fucking help me when I was going down? No, you didn't. I still ended up okay, didn't I? Chances are you'll just be late and I'll be dead by the time you get to me. Not gonna happen. I don't think it works that quickly. But, no, I mean, it worked fine. That's all I'm trying to say. There's enough people around. All I have to shout is, Pomme de jus, Pomme de jus! Or, no, juice de pomme, and it'll be fine. At that moment, the office chair swiveled around and Hendrik casually veered from his laptop. If it's not a problem, I could stay. It'll be no trouble, and I'd catch up on my work too. Oh, would you? You're a godsend, Hendrik. That did not take you a lot to change your mind. Relieved, Sherry exhaled with a hand on her chest. From her tone of voice, it was like the choice was already made without my input. She must have known him for a long time to place that much trust in him. Which is weird, because he looks about 19. Of course, Melissa has the final say. Thank you for acknowledging my existence. Don't feel pressured to say yes because I offered. You know yourself best, and I respect your decision. My eyes darted between Cherie and Hendrik, one obviously more distraught than the other. I know myself best, huh? Then... Except, I don't want to fucking spend the whole weekend cramped up, not speaking a thing. I admit it had been a while since I'd had a hypoglymic episode, and it would be comforting to have someone occupying the same building. It wasn't babysitting, it was simply an extra precaution, I reminded myself. Besides, Hendrik did say he could finish more work. Maybe I could brush up on my geology education too. Oh boy. Way. So far, the only way they've taught me geology is through exposition and ugh. I also wasn't looking forward to another sleepless experience. Who knew a museum could feel so eerie at night? You said it was no trouble, right? Then I'd appreciate it if you stayed the weekend. Coal. Fuck off. That's... Coal? That's not even close. Cool. Coal. Not even the Coal is acceptable now. Coal. That's what we're going with. Okay then, red hot chili peppers in response, because that probably sounds like okay, doesn't it? Yeah, right. Red hot chili peppers, right. There's no difference, is there? I'm glad we got this situation sorted out. Agustin walked through the entrance, announcing that he had locked everything up save for the back and front door. What else is there to... I guess the valuables? All done. Now, has the discussion been... All done. Now, has the discussion been settled? Agustin had been in the same room briefly when Cherie first addressed me, therefore had a gist of the situation. It has, and Hendrik has offered to stay. Not a bad decision. He is behind on his work. Just ignore it. Again, sorry about that. I'll catch up now. Then I'll see you Monday morning, Melissa, Hendrik. Right, take care, Cherie. Bye, Augustine. Cherie grabbed her purse and walked out while Augustine followed. He lingered by the door, his eyes sparkling mischievously. It might be a good thing for you to spend some quality time with a cute girl. Hey, don't get any ideas. I will take off your arm and hit you with it. I know that's okay, because everyone knows the comedian Adam Hills, and he's drunk beer out of his artificial leg. So it's fine to joke about it. Probably. It's probably insensitive. But whatever, it's fine. It's fine. Nonkel, you know me. I don't know what nonkel means, though. I know who you are. I don't know what that means. It means nothing. It's Dutch. It means uncle. Okay, got it. Uncle? Really? Fair enough. The chief archaeologist laughed and closed the lab door while Hendrik rubbed the back of his head in embarrassment. Senile old man, you're a student here, not... Sorry about that. It's fine. What's the work you're behind on anyway? Sitting back down, he rolled the office chair to his laptop and rested the hand on his mouse. Just some documents from last year that I still need to get around to. Thank you for not explaining it to me in detail with questions. He made a few clicks opening up an application I wasn't familiar with. This is Microsoft Excel 2003. I work here exclusively during summer, so things can pile up quickly. Hendrik instantly brightened up like a child as he whirled toward me. I'm updating the microstratigraphy log. Got there eventually. Now that I've got some dates established, want to see... Oh no. Sure, what is it exactly? Behold this entire strata of the Grotte de Calen. Oh boy. Yay, we're about to see a picture we probably can't see, but it's going to be explained in great detail, and boy am I enthusiastic. You can hear... if you could hear the fist pumping, I'm doing it vigorously. Vigorously in excitement. Vigorously.